Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and children of many ages. My name is Mr. Evil Dragon, and welcome to the Delta.app One Hub Racing here today on this lovely Thursday on the 19th of February. It's 2026, obviously. If it was 25, I'd be concerned. But I've got good news today as we're here at Silverstone. I'm not alone today. I have a co-com, and he's here and he's going to say hello now.
Hi guys, it's F1 Addict here. Really happy to be in the comms box with Evil.
Yes, indeed. And of course, here at the beautiful Silverstone, the home of Formula One, the home of, well, British motorsport, really. And it is the first circuit on the F1 calendar. And we have, of course, one-shot quality here in round number 3 of the grid. All mixed up, of course. Remember, it changes each week. So, we do have our standings, I do believe, and it is, well, we certainly know on who's what car, and it is Kenzie and Rosso in the McLaren. We've got Fury and Santo in the Red Bull. We've got Salau and Bonnie in the Mercedes. We've got the old Ferrari of Robin Ritchie. We've got my dear old Axel Locke in the Aston Martin alongside Elvis, as I'm going to keep calling him Elvis. In the Williams, we've got Nico and Lawrence in the Racing Bulls. We've got Beret and Jonas, and of course Larkin and Jason in the Alpine. Kinley and Reese in the Haas, and bring up in the Sauber, we have Unarmed and, of course, Mokai as well. So, whilst we're just getting ready to go in a few moments' time for the beginning of qualifying in 20 seconds, how are you feeling about this beautiful afternoon, Addict?
Well, I think it's going to be a great race. Silverstone always provides a lot of action, and I'm really looking forward to it. The realistic aspect is amazing. Like, obviously, it brings the field so much closer together, and I think we'll give some amazing battles, especially with the one-shot quali. No room for error. It's all or nothing.
Well, and so, here we are. Yes. On board we go, and let's go on board with, let's go on board with the Williams then, down towards turn number 1, the Abbey, well, used to be the Abbey chicane. Chuck it right, chuck it left, now down into the loop section. Very easy to get the car to spin around here, as its previous experience. And Fury goes here on the exit of the loop, down towards Aintree Corner, if I remember correctly. A corner where obviously many cars spin off and especially spear into that wall on the right, as we now come up, of course, towards the infamous Brooklands and Luffield. Chuck it into the left, and then of course let the car stick around the right hand side, as then you come up to, if I remember correctly, it's Woodcote. Not been around, not done Silverstone for a little while, so down they come, and then of course it is Copse Corner, flat out around about 198 miles an hour, a little bit of lift off there I think actually. Chuck it through, and then of course Maggot, Beckett, Chapel, the best area on F1, the best couple of corners in the world. And you always got to say, this is beautiful to watch cars.
Oh, absolutely. And when you see somebody just nail those corners, it is absolutely beautiful. It is just, yeah, you can't beat it. I'm sad to see Lawrence lost it through Cops and has now retired in in Maggots. So he will be starting at the back of the grid in 16th, I imagine.
Yeah,
but wow, what a time by Reese. 126.6 in that Haas. That is an incredible lap time in the Haas. Just wow.
Absolutely fast, of course. Callum, the top of the championship standings, then on 34 points from McCoy in second. Reese, who's currently on pole, down in third position as well. Should quickly scroll through.
Callum did not have a good quali. Callum did not have a good quali, did he? 13th.
Yes, indeed. So, whilst we're getting ready for the grid, we have our sponsors, and I shall leave it to you, Addict.
Perfect, thank you. So, massive thank you once again to our sponsors who make this whole experience for all of our drivers possible. Starting off, obviously, with Delta.app. This one being for the adults, 18+. They're our title sponsors, and are an investment app. So all of your investments in one app where you can make smarter decisions like the world's top investors and track your journey to success with them. So if you are looking for investments, do check them out. Then we've got Next Level Racing. Sponsors the league by providing some amazing prices each season. So thank you, Next Level. I'm really hoping to win one of them this season. Sim racing setups, can't forget them providing some amazing setups to our drivers and opportunities where regular folks like us just would not have them. So thank you so much to them. Pure Sim Gear sponsors the league by providing socks, gloves to the drivers with the fastest laps and poles over the course of a season. Don't forget, you can also use OHR 10p to get 10% off of their sim racing socks and gloves on their website. Then we've got Vespertine partnership, who support our official apparel and also provide some great merch prizes like hoodies, tops. Again, hoping to win one for myself this season. And SimGrid finally. So the website where we do all of our kind of back of house stuff. And help us build our community and platform. So massive thank you to all of them for making this amazing league as possible in the way it is. I mean, 28 seasons, wow. Couldn't have done it without all of their help. And yeah, thank you so much, guys.
Well, thank you for that. Reading the chat, we have one of the drivers saying they might be on the wrong internet, so they are fearing some lag. So we'll keep an eye out on that one. Hopefully, nothing bad possibly can happen. Larkin saying, please take out as many people as possible.
Forgive me, is that the Discord chat?
Yes, I'm just reading the Discord chat. I always love our drivers having a little bit of banter, of course, as we're getting ready to go. We've just been given the let's go message, so in around about 5 seconds, I reckon everyone will ready up. 3, 2, 1.
Boom.
They didn't ready up. They're late. Ready up. I'm going to go racing. They will eventually.
26 laps here at Silverstone. Hopefully a dry race.
It looks like it might be. But I said this about Hungary, and the heavens opened the last lap. Here we are on the grid with 5 red shiny laps then here for the British Grand Prix. It's lights out and away we go, and the Haas gets off a very good start there up the front. Axel Lock dropping back a potential position as he's through inside of him, but we're skating through turn 1 and 2. But it's Axel Lock having a little look up the inside as we come into the loop section of the first lap on those soft compound tyres. Has he fired them up as he comes through? A bit of contact as the other Haas gets involved in that as well. So the two Haases having a little bit of a squeeze there with the Aston Martin in between. Well, down the straight we go then, and which way? Is he close enough? These are always critical moments in this Grand Prix. Down into Brooklands, down into Luffield, and then of course into Woodcote. And is he going to bolt out of this corner with the ERS? Here we go. And how close? Can he get close enough to get a position potentially into Cops? He's thinking better of it right now as everyone shuffles the way through. Any movements through the grid as we look down through the grid? We've got, one car going very wide, and that was, I believe, car going through, and Fury lagging extremely hard on my end right there, but just about keeping it together. Yellow flags, and that's Jonas gone round as well as the back. So trouble down the back, a little bit of lag in the midfield, but everyone relatively off clean.
Yeah, I mean, we've got a few drivers who have gained places. Larkin's up to Rosso and Lawrence. Jonas was our big loser from starting in 9th, now down to 16th. So he's definitely going to have some work to do to bring it back. Hopefully he doesn't have damage. It doesn't look like it, just a bad start. So he should be able to continue. Interesting tyre strategy. One driver has gone for hards, and that's Callum in the Kick Sauber.
Yeah, championship leader then.
Yeah, so he's definitely thinking about, he's starting towards the back. Should have the pace over the drivers around him, using those less degrading tyres to do the traffic, and then last in push. I mean, I'm imagining here most of the drivers will be looking at a one stop, but tyre wear is very aggressive, and I imagine the ones on softs will definitely be going potentially 2-stop.
Yeah, most likely going to be a 2-stop strategy for most of the drivers in this race. Yep. I think we should see, I believe, the Aston Martin in around about lap 5 or 6. These soft compound tyres do not last. particularly long from experience of doing career mode, having punches and spinning around. But he has a good opportunity if he gets this corner hooked up. DRS enabled, of course. Remember, after one lap, can he get a nice bar of that corner? Axelot down the straight, down towards, of course, which is the Stowe corner in the DRS. Not close enough on this lap to get away through. Further down the field, we all nice and dandy. We got one of the McLarens looking, that is armed, I think, making a position, or at least battling with one down there.
Yes, he is. It has, he's now up to 12th, so yeah.
That's Axelot, fastest lap.
I'm looking at Rich right now. All the drivers around him are kind of very minimal on ERS, like 30% and lower. Rich is running with 85% ERS at the moment, so he's managing his ERS well, which around Silverstone, is going to pay dividends. I feel like it's one of those tracks it can give so much benefit if you've got a lot more than the people around you.
Yeah, certainly is. Top 5 right now. DRS training ever so slightly, and you kind of have to wonder.
Larkin and Berra, Larkin up the inside into Woodcote. There's a bit of contact there. Yep.
And can he hold it around the outside? Be brave to go around the outside there, and the door very firmly said, "No, you don't. No, going around the outside here, down the straight." And you're not going to see a move up the inside of Copse at this stage of the race. Maybe later on, or on the first lap if you're memorise that one of a certain incident. But down the straight we go. Axelot, is he close enough? I think those soft tyres might be starting to go already.
Oh, Callum's might be up the inside. No. So Fury went wide in coming into the entry of Chapel. Callum then got a little bit weavy. So I thought he was going to be able to take advantage of that opportunity, but no, I think it's funny, the softs might be going off, but hard, it looks like he's struggling to get them warmed up enough yet, so we'll see.
Yeah, so far, very nice and quiet so far. Nice sunny conditions, of course, here over Silverstone. First hosting a race back in 1950. It's hosted most of the races here in Britain. Of course, it has shared a few times with Aintree and, of course, with Brands. Donington hosted, of course, the European Grand Prix in 1993.
Lawrence is around. Sorry to interrupt you. Lawrence is around. He's just lost only one place, but he's now got Jonas right on his back. Jonas doesn't have ERS, though, and Lawrence doesn't either. Jonas to the insides. We're coming down towards Luffield. Brooklands, thank you very much. Luffield's the next corner, isn't it?
Yes.
Yep. Thank you. And no, it doesn't look like. I think Jonas was very active there in wanting to get the overtake done, just maybe looking to spook Lawrence a bit.
Didn't have the DRS either, so wasn't close enough. Top 2. Now 4 temps. Really, you want to come out this corner, you want to be around about 4 or 5 temps. And he's really, Naxalot's not getting good X out of this corner. And you can just see, dropping back a little bit now, you're getting close to around about 5 temps, but not even that, so really not pulling through as the Mercedes of Salau goes right around the outside and passes the Haston, so he's up in position. Likewise, Nicholas battling with the Alpine around the outside as it come down into the chicane. We're going to see he's lost the rear as he kept it. No, the contact on the exit, and 2 into 1, not going to work there. And Jason, I think, he's getting out of the way. He's going to let him back through, so a very sportsmanlike behaviour there for him, and that's what we like to see. And it was audacious. It just was not going to get enough space there, as Russell gets a 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. So a little bit of a mistake there as up front, a little bit of weaving as they pull down, but still the gap remains as is. Nearest gap so far, well, it's Larkin pretty much doing the Alonso train. Well, we'll call it the trolley train today. Very wide. Who was that in the background? Is that Jonas? Has he kept it on the road?
I'm not sure.
He's still alive, but
I'm actually on board with Callum at the moment, now up to 9th because of all of that. And on the heels of Berra in the V-Carb. Yes. So looking like those hard tyres might be coming into element now, maybe?
It's a possibility. They are definitely warming up. Gap up front now, just over 7 tenths. So looks like Axelot, I think, will be in the pit then for the next 1 to 2 laps at least, because Those tyres going off. I think, though, the Ferrari, definitely of Rich, closing up the inside, down into Stowe, and gets alongside on the exit, as in the pit lane comes... I think that's one of the Hasses in the pit lane. There's nothing round there. The old switchback on the exit.
Yeah, and he's on the mediums.
Do it. So going for a set of hards, potentially.
Kinney is on the mediums. He's boxing very early. Maybe there was contact.
Let's see.
I'm just going to have a look. No, he is going on to hards, but there's no way they're going 21 laps. That's a very early pit stop for mediums. I was expecting about lap 8.
Yeah, lap 8 to 10 normally, but a little bit early. Yeah. So trying to do the undercut strategy, trying to, of course, see what you can do. The undercut, very powerful, as we know on this game, with these very rubbery tyres that go off very quickly after a few laps. Rich.
Oh, sorry to interrupt you, Evil. I'm now on board with Barron's Callum. Callum has got a great line out of Brooklands.
Yeah, down the straight then. Again, are we going to see a move down into Cobb's corner? You would presume the answer is no, but he gives him a little look to say, I'm here, hello. Are you going to make a mistake? Well, the answer is not quite so. In fact, if anything, Callum losing a little bit of time there with the dirty air. These Formula 1 cars, I remember, of course, following that Alpine as well. Are we going to see that Ferrari pass that other car? Still not quite yet. Are we going to see anyone in from the top? Up top, three staying out.
I'm surprised Axe has. He's lost nearly a second to Reese's lap.
There's a bit of a battle going through, and you mentioned earlier that Callum and Beret were battling around. Well, Callum now up into 7th position. Next target up the road.
Beret runs into the back of him and loses an end plate.
Yeah, front end plate gone. So a tiny mistake there. And slightly a bit of a concertina up behind Larkin, who, of course, in the Alpine, running currently in 6th position. 7th so far, as everyone just about keeping on the road. 2 cars in the pit lane of Fury and Rosso.
Literally just getting the OSL, I think.
Yes.
I will re-invite Fury, bear with me.
Yep, you do that. As
I hope so.
You hope you can re-invite, and that's always nice to re-invite if there's an issue.
Unfortunately, they do not accept my friend request.
Well, that is not ideal, and I don't believe... Let me see, who was it? Fury.
Yep, no, they're not there.
They're not there for me either.
No. Okay.
I did add everyone. As there goes the Mercedes of Salau past Axelock, and now Axelock really starting to struggle on those tyres. And you got to wonder now, lap 7 of this race, surely now, if there's a time to pit, everyone is. Everyone is in the pits. Gets it stopped. Reese Salau, does he get it stopped? Yes, just about. Taking out the pit lane marker from Salau. Now, may that be looked into? Of course, you don't want to see the pit limiter being taken out, and Salau definitely slammed into it. I think he might have thought Axelock was about to run into him, because Axelock came in with a heap of speed, so potential for something going on there.
Now, I'm wondering, obviously, we've got a lot of boxes. Rich in first, 6.6 ahead of Callum. Callum with clean air, though. Championship leader, Kick Sauber. I am looking forward to seeing how much he can progress, because those hards will definitely be coming into play now.
Yeah, most certainly. Lap 8 of 26 with 18-ish laps to go. So we're getting towards the midway point in around about 5 or 6 laps. Lap 13, the midway point. So yes, around about there. Up front still, of course, those few that have yet to pit, as we go and see. You can see, and of course, top 5 yet to pit. Reese, of course, from Kinley. Then Axelock now on those medium compound tyres. Salau in the Mercedes. And then we've got McCoy, Larkin, Rosso, Jason, Beret, and Fury.
So, interesting thing. Sorry, go on.
I'll say, are we going to see Rich in the pit lane? Yes, we are. And presumably, we're going to see... I think we'll see Callum staying out until around lap 12 at least. But I reckon everyone on the mediums now, if you're on them, you're going to be coming straight in. Apart from...
Callum catching quite a bit of curb there. That's going to compromise his exit, his line through Vale. So...
Lawrence and Jonas staying out so far on the medium compound tyres. Biggest gainer in this race is Lawrence, of course, on those other
14 places,
mediums.
yeah. Yep.
Up 6.
He's taking them. He's taking them distance, isn't he?
Yeah, he's pushing on, but of course he wants to be careful. He doesn't overdo the tyres. Doesn't start losing a lot of time because the guys behind are closing in very quickly, and we know how these tyres go off. We know how quick they are to wear. So you gotta wonder, and you can to be fair, there is really Reese, who is the technical race leader in this race, purple sector 1, and he is right on the back of these guys already, so wants to be careful he don't trip over each other.
However, worth noting that the Delta loss here at Silverstone, I think it's about 26 seconds for a pit stop. Maybe these guys, I mean, especially I'm thinking Lawrence and Jonas here, maybe they're eyeing the one stop.
Up the inside, there goes Reese. A big mistake there from Jonas. Could not get the car into the corner. And Reese says, I'll take one. I'm going to take the second on the exit of Chapel right around the outside. And absolutely taking candy from the baby. But here is Jonas's opportunity to try and get through. No, can't quite yet. Those tyres are absolutely cooked.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Surely coming in now. They're staying out. Oh, no, in one.
I believe Lawrence is going for a one-stop here because for me, the one-stop strategy is an option from lap 11 onwards. End of lap 11, you can one-stop this. Your tyres will be screaming at you, but it's possible bearing your setup. Like I've done it before. Like I think it was 90%. About 90% wear, so you are in puncture region. You really have to nurse those tyres, but it looks like Lawrence is doing that. He is really taking it easy through these turns, and I think he's going for the one-stop option. I do.
Rosso and Jason, meanwhile, battling for 12th, 13th, and there, coming out the pit lane, right in between them, is the Racing Bulls. As we're going to see the McLaren get around the outside, get up the inside, not quite yet. So it needs to fire those tyres up, hards versus mediums, and the mediums will definitely be firing up on all cylinders. We'll have the DRS straight away on Jason, but the McLaren, up the inside he goes, down in towards Brooklands. Does get the car stopped? Yes, he does, but fresher tyres straight away though, and you can see straight back through on the outside line from the Racing Bulls. And now can he start and push away and get towards that car? Lawrence dropping back another position. He's got a gaggle of cars around him now. He's got, of course, there is the Aston Martin ahead. We've got the Haas behind, and then comes the Mercedes, and he can't come in the pit lane. He does now.
What a move by Salau. What a move there. That was Mika Häkkinen telemetry. Like when Mika got the move done on Michael Schumacher in Spa. That was just, he anticipated that 100%, and not just obviously got Lawrence boxing, but got Kinney as well. That was just an incredible race awareness there by Salau to take 4th place.
Yeah, you most certainly imagine Kinley will not be most happy, and will try and get that back through as we see where is Lawrence going to come out in all of this. He's got that big gaggle of cars around him, and he doesn't want to be caught up right in the middle. Well, he's not.
He's going to come out behind Berra.
Yeah. Behind all of them, and we'll have slightly fresher tyres, can go potentially to the end of this race, barring, of course, the safety car coming out later on. Means, of course, our race leader is Callum from Reese, who is absolutely flying around here, and he's definitely the man on the mission, definitely looking to win this race. And well, if there's a way to do it, it's domination, as we got a big gaggle of cars still battling here. And that's Beret battling. We've got Jonas battling with Jason. So all of them battling as Reese takes the lead in this race. As we on board right now with the Racing Bulls down the straight. Can't quite do it. Yeah, the other Racing Bulls just tucking in behind as well as all status quo down there. So in comes the race. Well, in comes what is second position.
I forgot to ask, is this also mandatory 2-stop?
I believe... I don't know. I don't think it is, but normally we can see 2 stops anyway, so We shall find out in due course who does a 1-stop, who does a 2-stop. Maybe we might see a 3-stop. I don't think so, but we might see some safety cars. Hello, Papa, down at the down there in the chat. Big battle of cars coming through the last corner. Racing Bulls battling with that Alpine. Round the outside, I think that was down into Club Corner. And very tied up behind. Are we going to see a little bit of a cheeky dive here up the inside? Sets it up, thinks about of it. Now he's going to try and put him offline here. He will have the DRS, remember, down at the Wellington straight. So get a good exit out of here. Get the DRS on, of course. And let's see, can he do a little bit of a comeback? And he knows about it straight away. Cover the inside line. Oh, we're going to see the old sweep around the outside into Brookland. Late on the break comes the Alpine. Big lock up there from the Racing Bulls. But just about to survive. And here comes the other Racing Bulls. A few seconds time to come and capitalise. On the exit with the ERS. Are we going to see a move down towards Cop's Corner? He's pulling to the inside, but no, thinks better of it. You know right now you're not going to make a move down the inside there so far. And they are all being nice and cautious there today.
Absolutely. I mean, let's face it. If you're going to make a move there, you want to know that there's a car ahead of you can get DRS from, because especially down the hangar straight, DRS is so powerful. If you haven't got it, why make it? Why make the move? So, because you're not going to gain a second, then you could potentially put yourself at risk from the other drivers who will have it, who may be on the same strategy as you, but not directly behind you, like we saw with the Lawrence situation. You know, we had one car ahead of him, 2 cars behind him, so they all needed DRS to make that straight work for them. Jason
picks up a 3-second time penalty, a little bit wide out of there, down of course the Sir Lewis Hamilton straight, I believe it's called nowadays. As they come through to beginning lap 30, midway point in this afternoon's Grand Prix. Beret still behind, and of course Jonas behind as well with the DRS low, and this is going to be a lot easier this time around to get past the Alpine. Down the straight he comes, back up the inside he goes, and these two squabbling away for 10th and 11th position in this race. And all this is doing is letting the guys behind close up ever so slightly, a little bit by little bit on the exit. And I think now, with a little bit of help with the ERS, you can just see how much ERS these guys are using. Beret saving a lot of it right now. As round the outside, here we go, McLaren on Red Bull as round the outside into Cop's corner, and he's done it. Has he? Yes, he has then, up into 14th position, right around the outside. Beautiful stuff there from the McLaren driver.
But is the Red Bull going to come straight back at him?
Yellow flags your car off. Who's that? Oh!
That was close. Oh, we've got a full course safety car.
Yep, safety car deployed, and that's Beret, who's off hit the wall somewhere. So what has happened to the Racing Bulls? We didn't catch it, but we've seen the aftermath of it.
I'm wondering if he had a collision with Callum, because Callum is boxing.
Yep, in comes, and of course this will be for, if he's got another set of hards, be for a set of hards, if not a set of mediums. Are we going to see any new nose? Nope, no news on nose on that.
Not on Callum, no. Callum's not, no.
Everyone in the pit lane, and I will say, very lucky for these top 6. The safety car did not pick them up.
Yeah. I think there was a decent enough gap between all of the drivers, because, I mean, we had, like, I think 40 seconds separating, so yeah, you need that. Otherwise, it would be travesty for them.
What this does mean, Axelock now can go on a set of hard compound tyres, very comfortably go to the end of the race now.
100%. 100%.
It'll be mediums for Rees, so 13 laps on those tyres. Unless he's got another set of hards, which I don't know if he has.
It would be 12 laps. It is 12 laps. And let's bear in mind that probably 2 to 3 of them are going to be behind the safety car. So, I don't warm up. It will be, but we're getting towards the end of the race. We've already seen Lawrence stretch the mediums 10 laps. And as we can see, all of our front drivers are pitting. So, you know, we're going to have Excellent. He went for the hard. I think that is always a safe bet with Silverstone, going for the harder reach, because having that second set of hards, it's like 3-4 laps extra.
Yeah, Salau gone on the mediums. It looks like a set of hards for the Haas. We've got incomes for a set of hards for the Kick Sauber. Ferrari, I believe, also on the hards. So everyone there pitting on hards. Mediums for Larkin. In comes the Williams, as for a set of hards as well. What tyres is the Ferrari on? We shall see in around about 2 seconds. It is a set of hards as well, as your race leader has got trouble. Race leader in trouble. Is he out of the race? He is out of the race. The race leader has been disqualified. And boy, oh boy, he's overtaken the safety car. And he's out on the British Grand Prix. And what drama there. Invite me back, disconnect, says Reese. It's not gone goofy, but he's out. He is out.
I don't know what to say. Wow. I mean, I think in all of my years of sim racing, I've seen that once. Now twice. That is... Wow. Maybe his wheel disconnected. I can't be sure. But wow, I mean, that opens up the race massively, and Reese was doing so well.
Yeah, he was resetting his internet, and the AI has passed the safety car and has been instantaneously disqualified from this race. And you've got to feel absolute travesty for the Haas driver. He was doing so well.
Absolutely. I mean, it's bad enough when, you disconnect and you lose a bunch of positions, but to lose your race, I mean, racing, obviously Reese being one of the championship leaders, being in Haas, to find out that now, he's disqualified and there's no way for him to get back in the race. I mean, a 10-second penalty, he could maybe, say, guys, this is what happened. But a DSQ, he can't. It's 0 points for him. So, that's going to... But on the upside, obviously, that will give him a better car for the next round.
Yeah, that's...
Because, yes, so maybe... I mean, that's the thing that I'm going to love about this realistic championship. It's not necessarily about... it is about your pace, because obviously if you're winning races, then, you're obviously a faster driver. But if you have a bad race, you're going to then kind of drop down the standings, and then it might take you a few weeks to get back up, but it's doable because you will be in better cars. So, and I think I remember in another league that I watch that some drivers in a realistic league were, I don't want to finish in this position because I don't want a particular car. I won't name it, but I think everyone who plays F125 probably knows what it is. And so they actually, didn't go for the win. They were happy with third because they would get a better car because of it. So, being a realistic league, especially like that where it's so dynamic in what car you may be racing week to week, it keeps it exciting. It really does keep it exciting. It's not just, everyone in the same car and kind of have an idea of who's going to win every week. It's dynamic. It's based on the championship standings, which is great.
Safety car should be in at the end of the next lap, I believe. We're still waiting for one or two cars.
It could be close. Could be close. It might be a late call, but I think it could be close.
Well, if it's going to come in, we'll get it in around about 2 seconds. Reese out of the session. He's left, of course.
You're definitely right. You're definitely right. It's going to be next up, yeah.
Unless it wants to call it now, which will be very late. But I have seen it come this late. But one more lap.
Yeah.
So, safety car coming in at the end of this lap. Next lap. You know what I meant.
Yes, I did. Yeah, I did.
3 drivers with penalties. Jonas for 3 seconds, 6 seconds for Rosso, 3 seconds for Jason as well. Everyone has done 2 stops, apart from Jason, who is on his 3rd this afternoon. So everyone going for a 10-lap sprint race at the end of this race. And Salau, on those set of medium tyres, he's got a real opportunity here of winning this race in Silverstone. better tyres than the rest of the field. We've got 9 laps to go. Surely he's going to go for it.
I think he will go for it, but whether or not he's going to win, I'm not so sure. I mean, the thing with Silverstone is that Axel having that lead out when he becomes a de facto safety car at the end of his lap gives you a great opportunity to really push. And that clean air, those mediums are still going to eat, and we will have 9 laps of racing after this. So I don't know. I kind of feel like it's going to be a battle between. I do think Slough will be in contention, but he's really going to have to manage those mediums. I'm actually kind of thinking Rich has got a very good opportunity here. I'm looking at Rich. Obviously, he's in the fastest Scuderia, and I just feel like he's got a really good chance this race for at least a podium finish, if not more.
I will say of all the drivers, 4 people have not made positions in this race. Kinley, who started third, is currently third. We've got Jonas in 9th, Fury in 11th, and Magic down in 14th position. Safety car is in this lap, so the de facto safety car now becomes the Aston Martin, which of course is the safety car. Well, sometimes the safety car, but not today because it's the Mercedes. But the other Mercedes behind, then the Haas, then the Sauber, Ferrari, Alpine, Williams, the other Sauber. Then comes the first of the Racing Bulls: Williams, Red Bull, McLaren, the other Racing Bull, the Aston bringing up the rear. The Alpine with 1 DNF in this race for a safety car infringement, a safety car glitch, whatever it was. Reese is out as we are now back underway in Silverstone. Axel has bolted it straight away at the earliest opportunity and has caught the rest of the field ever so slightly napping as they come down then towards the first corner to start lap 18 of 26, and everyone away and no one having any issues so far the first couple of corners, which is always good to see. Now Salau,
Rosso has been caught napping. He's already 1.1 behind Fury.
Yeah, he definitely didn't get the best start, of course. Where they jumped, of course, was just coming out the last corner. Is warming the tyres. Axel really trying to get those tyres as warm as you absolutely can, because he knows there is going to be a battle here and it's going to be inevitable.
I mean, I don't know about you, but me thinking, yes, there could be a battle. I'm right now would be looking at kind of my display in the top left-hand corner, the gap to the drivers behind him, thinking, you know what, I can maybe, be okay if I let Salau pass, because, I'm going to have DRS, I'm going to have better tyres. It might just be worth sitting behind him for a couple of laps and conserving that ERS, so that when Salau's tyres go off, which they will do quicker, obviously, the hards will last longer, and then he can make the move for it. I think it's all down to racecraft and, strategy awareness. But we're definitely going to see some good battling here.
Ooh, Callum, 3-second time penalty. Exit of...
That's going to hurt him.
Stone corner, yeah. Rosso drops down a position. DRS now enabled then. 8 laps to go here in Silverstone. Bit of a mistake there from the Aston Martin. Down as we come in to the loop. And here is a prime opportunity to use the DRS and try and blast straight past at the first opportunity you can. But is he thinking about it right now? No, he's not. Saving the DRS as much as can. Further down the field, Kinley dropping a little bit of gap there. He's using a lot more ERS. Same with McCoy, same with Larkin. So all these drivers are really pushing their ERS. Rich down in 6th, not finding as much gap right now in that Ferrari.
No, he's not. And Larkin has passed him and he's 1.6 down. So I think he's definitely struggling with tyre temps. The hard tyres are, as we all know, incredibly hard to warm up, and you really have to put some effort into it. I'm looking at his car. He's got it's not clear that he's got wing damage. Like, it might be very, very minor, but like, he's got all of his end plates, no part of his front wing missing. So I'm wondering here. I'm wondering if he's just struggling to get those tyres up to temp. Maybe he's got his tyre pressures too high.
Potentially, he's A little bit under pressure there from the Williams as well of Nicholas. Didn't quite do it around the outside of Stowe, but a big gaggle of cars, like I said, from 6th really down to around about 14th position, all in one little bit of a gaggle so far. A little bit of a gap actually forming between some of them right now, as down the
Jason
back we've got a Jason
in the pit lane.
So, second retirement this afternoon. Up front. And now here's the opportunity, potentially, surely now, with the DRS 0.2 of a second. And surely he's going to be pulling to the inside right about now. No, not yet. He's like a prey. He's like the predator trying to eat its prey. Just waiting for the time being. Knows right now he's got an opportunity to come down in this race. There's a long way to go. A gap behind Kinley now closing back up again. So top 3 starting to pull really away from 4th, 5th, and then of course you got 6th downwards, all in a big line. As are we going to see a potential down into Stowe Corner on this lap? DRS enabled still down the straight. Gap 0.4 of a second, so I don't think quite so yet. It's a little bit too big of a gap. But he is closing, and he is thinking about it, but again, not quite so yet.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think Salau is just biding his time and waiting. Yeah, he must be having connection issues today. That's the second time he's dropped out, so thankfully he's been able to rejoin. But Salau, I think he's realising that, his tyres are not going to be as great as the others come towards the end of the race. The last thing he wants to do is try and take control of it, because then the cars behind him would have DRS and fresher tyres. So maybe he's just biding his time and being like, you know what, let's see if I can hold with these guys and then go for it the last couple of laps.
No, there is ample opportunity for that come through. So let's see what he can do, as we got a bit of a battle there going between the Ferrari. Rich dropping back another position. The Williams now ahead, and that Ferrari struggling.
They're both on the same tyres.
Yeah, they are both on the same tyres, but
6 lap old hards, yeah, exactly. So again, can definitely come down to tyre pressures. We've got Callum on the mediums, and he's pushing. Obviously, he's got that 3-second penalty to make up. But right now, that's only going to see him drop 1 position to Lawrence. So he would drop to 9th. But he's got the pace, and he's got 5 laps after this to really get a move on. So I feel like if he can clear the Williams of Nicholas, who's on hards, then that gives him the clean air that he's going to need to push for that 3-second difference.
Yeah, certainly it's got the bit between his teeth, of course, in that car. He's just got to get the car to the end and see what he can do. Up front gap now opening up to just under a second, so starting to open up ever so slightly, and you have to wonder, is Salau taking more out of his tyres? The arm might be overheating. Dirty air as well, starting to drop back ever so slightly, so if he wants to get this on, he has to do it very quickly if he wants to win this race. Otherwise, he's going to be possibly dropping back into a battle with Kinley for second and third.
I don't think it's a case of if, I think it's a case of when, because I'm looking at Atsox and he is managing his ERS amazingly. Like, he's got about 25% more battery than Salau, and Salau's tyres, like we said, will be fading. So I think it's going to be a case of if, not when, he's battling with Kane. But if he can push and really get Kane out of DRS range, he's got that opportunity.
Yep, further down the field, battle with Magic and Rosso as they were just battling themselves down into Brooklands and Lovefield, but all stays around about the same. A little bit of not ability to steer there for Magic, a little bit of understeer and oversteer.
And of course, they're fighting for the last points position, aren't they? Because it's top 12 get points.
Yes, I do believe it was. Yes.
Yeah. Rosso with a 3-second point, so he does need to get a move on. But right now, Magic is looking like he is going to score points in that Aston Martin, as long as he can keep it clean and if he gets a move into Cops on the inside. But is Rosso going to go for it into the inside of Vale?
Well, they're certainly battling around the outside, but can't quite do it.
That was an amazing line, an amazing drive there by Magic.
lag.
I saw that as well. I was heart in mouth.
Oh,
there.
contact with a Red Bull though, and that lag spike might have cost Fury a bit of damage there. I thought for a second that was death everywhere. Up the inside goes the Red Bull, but a bit of a lag as well. And
I actually thought the Red Bull was about to do a Max Verstappen on George Russell there.
There is a lot of lag down the back of this field right now. Nothing we can do. It happens. Servers sometimes a little bit temperamental in their old age.
Interesting update. Rich now up to 6th, past Nicholas. Callum in 7th, and Callum's tyres I think are starting to fade because he's 1.2 seconds and dropping to Rich in 6th. So maybe finally Rich's hards have come into temperature, and he's a quarter of a second up on his fastest lap, and we're on lap 23 of 26. I think those tyres are coming in for Rich, and I've got to wonder if he's going to be able to catch the pace to Larkin. I mean, Larkin's on mediums. We've got 3 laps to go, and the gap is only 2.1.
Yeah, it's a possibility, and up front the gap's dropped back down again to, it was about 2-3 tenths a few seconds ago, whilst I was keeping a little bit of an eye on the wee old scrubble down for that final point position. So now closing up, and that real point position is not going to be there because, I thought there might be damage from Fury. There certainly is in the pit lane. Well, he's in the pit and is out.
And he's retired.
So if there was damage, it certainly has ended that afternoon's race.
I think definitely, the final points position, barring any incidences, will go to Magic. Rosso's got to find 5 seconds in 3 laps, and that's going to be incredibly hard to do without saying something happens to Magic, which right now he's in clean air. He can just take it easy and cruise to the finish. So, but Kine has dropped out of DRS. Kine has dropped out of DRS to Salau. Rich is only at 0.6 of a second behind Larkin. He's going to be in DRS here, and those tyres are coming into play for him.
Yeah, they all of a sudden.
For never. Yeah, exactly.
All of a sudden, there is an opportunity for him to come through. Both of them doing it. Axelot is very good at the battery management, I must say. Yeah, and he certainly is. Leading this race, 81%. He's got all of it to battle. So, Kinley, not a lot. Yellow flags. Who is that in trouble? It's the Williams, and that is Nicholas who's gone round. So there's been trouble there.
Oh, absolutely got him for the Williams driver. Absolutely got him as we go into the penultimate lap here. But right now, as it sits, barring any insanity, Lawrence could be up to 7th here.
Well, Rosso's certainly not having a good afternoon. 10-second time penalty.
Definitely thinking that's a pit to retire.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, I think you might be right there, Chief.
Yes.
DRS. Jonas, here we go on Callum, and up the inside he goes and gets a position then with the DRS, so straight through up into 7th position. Rich and Larkin, like you mentioned, closing up more and more with the slipstream, who doesn't get a good exit, but it really is down towards Toe. The opportunity you want to be saving, but both of them on 60 and 70% respectively. So they both can really argue over who gets what, and neither of them are going to get it.
This will definitely test Larkin's defending abilities. Obviously, being new to league, I don't know who's defensive, who's better defending, who's better attacking, but this is definitely going to test Larkin's defensive skills.
DRS, and we're going to see that battery getting burned all the way down. Yes, he is. Which way are you going to go? Inside or outside? Around the outside, he thinks back. Right around the outside into Stoke. Can he get the job done? Wow. Yes, he can. On those fresher tyres. And Larkin powerless to defend those tyres from left tyre, graining up. And the Ferrari says, thank you very much. And he keeps it on the road as Larkin has a wee old squiggle in the front left. Very much saying, I don't want to do this anymore. And nearly throws it off into a spin.
Thankfully with Larkin, obviously those tyres are going to be fading. Salau doing brilliantly to keep with Axlock, but I think it's going to be too little too late. I think he will be happy to settle to get second. But Larkin, I think, unless he felt like he'd come back at Rich, it's not horrible what just happened because he's got 2 drivers behind him with 3-second penalties. He's going to see that and know that. And he was like, yep, cool, I can let these guys pass, no beef. As we see Nicholas getting past Callum.
It's tight
So
as
Nicholas
dead.
has gained 2 places. Nicholas has gained 2 places on Lawrence and on
Jonas
Callum.
almost having a look potentially at a passing Larkin as well as we come on to the last lap of this race.
Well, we are on the last lap of this race, aren't we?
Yes, we are.
And Jonas, he might, it might be an on-track P6, but it will not be P6 because of that penalty. Only 2 drivers finishing with penalties. That is amazing racecraft by our drivers. But I'm sitting on board of Outlocks now as he comes through Valon Club for the last time.
Yeah, Randy comes. Last corner. Axelock wins then here in Silverstone. Ahead of Salau in second, Kimney third. McCoy is going to be fourth ahead of Rich. And then the big gaggle of cars then. Jonas did pass Larkin, almost having a look up the inside of the last second. Nicholas can't quite do it there as they all come into line then. And Jonas is going to drop right down then to
Jonas dropped down. Yeah, he dropped down 3 places.
10th. Beret is going to be 11th. And Magic will cross the line then in 12th with 4 retirements in this race, one of which very upsetting the one who was leading this race, the race having an issue with the safety car.
Yep. But wow, what a race. What a race. And well done to our podium setters. I mean, Axlock in first, taking the checkered flag, Solau in second, and Kane in third. Great drives by the drivers, and I think the key here, as with most of our drivers, was no penalties. We saw Jonas drop from 6th to 9th, Callum from 8th to 10th because of penalties, and the quality here is just incredible. So, do you want to run through the driver list, or shall I?
I shall run through the driver list just in a moment, waiting for the beautiful podium ceremony. And the Aston Martin driver on the top step ahead of the British as well, and the Turkish driver in third position. So, top 3, celebrating with a wee old bit of champagne. And then we shall run through, of course, the official grid, so Cam doesn't murder me later on. I've only got a few seconds to do it, because, come on, Gabe. Oh, no.
So I can do it. I'm actually on it. So we've got Axlock in first, Salau in second, Kane third, Moqui in fourth, Rich in fifth, Larkin in sixth, Nicholas in seventh, Lawrence in eighth, Jonas in ninth, Callum in 10th, Beret in 11th, and I do apologise, I ran out of time after that. But I think the last one was the Aston Martin. I can't remember their name. It was Magic. Magic was in 12th. Those were our finishers today.
Yes.
So
maybe you can screenshot the results if you manage to get them, because that kind of broke that ever so slightly as I was watching the podium. He didn't let me do it. I'm sorry, Cam. Don't murder me.
Already did. But yes.
I think we shall go and do our sponsors one final time, Addict.
Yep, no problem. So, it's been an amazing race, and that's only because we have our amazing sponsors, helping the league with their prizes and everything else they give us. So, thank you so much. First of all, to Delta.app. Again, for the adults, 18 plus, help with your investments. They will give me put all of your investments in one app, and you can make smarter decisions like the world's top investors and track your journey to success with Delta. Then we've got Next Level Racing, sponsors the league by providing amazing prizes each season, like our trophies and whatnot. Also sim racing setups, providing some of the best setups there are for these games, and are just incredible. So thank you so much to them. We've also got Pure Sim Gear, that sponsors the league by providing sim racing socks and gloves to the drivers with the most fastest laps and poles over the course of the season. Remember, guys, you can also use code OHR10P to get 10% off of their sim racing socks and gloves. And we've got Verspatine, who we've partnered with, who supports our official apparel and also provides some great merch prices. And finally, SimGrid, powered by SimGrid, who run our seasons through their community and platform. So massive thank you again to all of our sponsors for making this amazing league possible. And yeah, this has been a fantastic race. I think it's just, blew my socks off.
Well, it certainly did. But we shall round the stream off. Don't forget, of course, to join us this Sunday for all the tiers starting at 3 p.m. for what is going to be me, actually. So as I see you, I'll be the next person to say hello to you all in the beautiful world here at One Hub Racing for what is going to be another great edition for round 2 for season 25. But that's been enough from me, an addict, and we shall see you in a few days' time, and of course next week at the same time as well for Realistic League. So until next time, take care and good night.
Good night, everyone.